Nova Scotia is launching an ad campaign urging residents to prepare for the upcoming hurricane season. This comes as big rainfall is heading their way. Hurricane Franklin is expected off the coast of eastern Canada later this week with winds of nearly 165 kilometers per hour. The minister responsible for the Office of Emergency Management, John Lohr, joins me now to discuss how Nova Scotia is preparing for hurricane season. Minister, thank you so much for joining us. First off, let me ask you how things are there right now and what preparations are currently underway.
So thank you, Travis. It's a gorgeous day here right now, and we're looking at Franklin veering away from us, so we're feeling very good about that. But we are asking we are in a month-long public relations campaign ourselves as a province to just ask our own residents to be ready for hurricane season themselves and what they can do to prepare.
Yeah, and we just saw a portion of that ad. What do you hope to achieve with this campaign?
Well, I guess what I think is we know that Nova Scotians are on edge about the weather right now. We've had wildfires, we've had floods, so certainly there's a very high level of awareness of weather-related possibilities. So we're just hoping to encourage more people to be ready for an event if it does happen. And we know that preparation before can just make a huge difference for people if they are ready for a hurricane or a storm event.
Yeah, absolutely. That helps to have everything ready to go because you have to leave sometimes in a moment's notice. How do you think this campaign is going to better protect Nova Scotians and help them do just that, to prepare themselves? What do you want to see come out of this?
Well, we want them to just obviously have a 72-hour emergency kit for food and water, be ready to be organized on what medications they have, important documents and, that sort of thing. And also just to look around their property and maybe be ready if there's going to be high winds, not to have children's toys turn into projectiles or loose things. And also, obviously, we've experienced just unprecedented rainfall this summer. We just had never seen something like 30 centimeters or 350 millimeters of rain in less than 24 hours. So we've never seen that before. So there's a new standard of being prepared drainage-wise. Look at what your gutters are all flowing and the way water flows around your home maybe, and just things like that. We know that there's a lot that homeowners can do, and we're just asking them to do that.
This campaign is set to roll out over the next 4 weeks or so. Just talk to me a little bit about the timing for this campaign.
Well, we're in hurricane season right now. I mean, hurricane season is June to November here, but we're just starting to get into the peak of hurricane season, which is mostly September, October, and so we know that ocean temperatures are higher than normal right now, and that means that these hurricanes that come our way will pack a little bit more punch if they do make landfall. We're hoping that doesn't materialize, but if it does, then we need to be ready.
Well, absolutely, and as you said, the province is bracing itself for Hurricane Franklin towards the end of this week. Does the timeline of the preparedness campaign have enough time for citizens to see the actual information?
Well, I think it times in well with the fact that they're hearing updates. I mean, Franklin is looking like it's going to veer away from us. We're very pleased about that. But our information campaign, layered on top of the fact that we're getting information about Franklin and now another hurricane, we know that the public will be listening and will take steps. Many will.
Yeah, you mentioned this earlier, but your province experienced deadly flash flooding earlier this summer. Tell me how that informed this campaign, how that's informing what you want to say to people in terms of preparedness.
Well, I think it informs the fact that we're doing this campaign. That was such an unprecedented event for us. And I think it also informs the fact that we want people to be ready. We did issue an alert prior to the storm event that caused the flash flooding, but the the actual flash flooding, the actual rainfall events were very different than the forecast. So I think there's a little bit of mistrust of forecasts as well. So just knowing that, we want our public to be ready.
Yeah, and I want to pick up on that because, after the flooding, there were reports of people not receiving emergency alerts. Some people saying, as you said, that the weather forecasts were poor, inadequate cell service, lack of precise flooding and disaster plans. And they said that this showed that Nova Scotia remains badly prepared for climate crisis. Beyond this ad campaign, what are the other ways that you're preparing people for hurricane season?
Well, we're doing many things. I mean, our Nova Scotia EMO, we do every 90 days, we do alert training with all of our municipal partners. So that's one thing. I mean, we're doing a review of the emergency alert system that we have in place now with our first responders. That's underway right now. We'll take action out of that review if there's things that we can do to improve it. We already know that we need to do a better job of being ready. Obviously, from a province's point of view, the municipalities themselves have the emergency measures offices. They know their people best. So we work very closely with our municipalities, and we're learning. Like as a province, it's been an unprecedented summer for us, starting off with very dry weather and an absolutely unprecedented forest fire season for us, and followed by incredibly wet weather. So I think Nova Scotians, we're learning. We're going to continue to learn. We're going to continue to adapt. We went through Fiona too, and coming out of Fiona, we made a major investment in generators for our first, for our warming centers and for our community halls. So we'll do what we need to do coming out of these events. We'll continue to adapt and learn.
So specifically, the mayor of the municipality of West Hants said that many residents didn't get emergency alerts because of spotty cell phone service. Can you talk a little bit about that and what is being done to enhance that aspect of things if you're working with mobile carriers, for example?
So thank you, Travis. I mean, following Fiona, we had some major issues with cell phone service in the aftermath of Hurricane Fiona. One of the things that we did as a provincial government was bring in a bill that requires the cell phone providers, our telecoms, to be present at our provincial coordination center when there is a power outage or an incident. So the telecoms have stepped up there. They've been present. Obviously, in a very fast-moving event like we had on in the flood situation, we just had activated the PCC. I think in terms of what the mayor of West Hants was referring to was just simply what I would call poor cell service in Nova Scotia in general. That's something that's federally regulated. We all experience dropped calls almost every day, literally, in Nova Scotia here. So that's something that we need our federal government to step on and ensure that we have better. I mean, we're paying some of the highest cell phone fees in the world. We need better coverage, better service, that's for sure. And I think that's what the mayor of West Hants was referring to, not the fact that the cell phone service caused a problem with the alert.